Do you want an accurate natal chart reading to know the true position of the sun, the moon, and each planet at the moment that you were being born? We at the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge will create a precise natal chart for you and your loved ones, coupled with snapshot pictures of each planet, the sun, the moon, plus the constellations related to them. In addition to this, we will be giving you a detailed report of the alignment of planets to the constellations and its full meaning, not from an astrological perspective, but from an ancient astronomical perspective. You will have this report for the rest of your life and can share it with your friends and your family. To order your accurate natal chart today, visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com. Blessed.
When I am dead, wrap the mantle of the red, the black, and the green around me. For in the new life I shall rise up with God's grace and blessings to lead the millions up the heights and the triumph that you well know. Look for me in a world without a storm. Look for me all around you. For it's God's grace I shall come back with countless millions of black men and women who have died in America, those who have died in the West Indies, and those who have died in Africa, to aid you in the fight for liberty, freedom, and life.
Businesses don't really make a lot of money. It's amazing how few businesses do $100,000 a year in revenue. It's amazing how few businesses do $1 million a year, even fewer 10 million, fewer than that, 15, 20, $100 million. And one of the reasons people think that that's the case is because they think the bigger the number it gets, the harder it is to make that amount of money or to generate that amount of revenue in the business. But the reality is, the bigger the number gets, the easier it gets to generate that revenue. So,
any leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave. Any leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave. They gave leadership to our foreparents, and that leadership made them slaves. But we have decided to find a leadership of our own to make ourselves free men. Our great scholars, having passed through the colleges and universities, have thrown away the blessed record. Babylon did it. Assyria did it. France under Napoleon did it. Germany under Prince von Bismarck did it. England under America under George Washington did it. Africa with 400 million black people can do it. If you cannot do it, if you are not prepared to do it, then you will die. You race of cowards, you race of imbeciles, you race of good for nothing. If you cannot do what other men have done, what other nations have done, what other races have done, then you have better die.
Yeah. Definitely giving thanks for your presence with us. Yes, go on here. Wonderful family and a wonderful looking Monday evening. We definitely give thanks for being in your presence. Of course, you know, this is the Tiger's Nest. We glorify Haile Selassie I in all our good doings and sayings. Of course, you know, this is Radio Anu, the international flavor, the universal spice. Also touching through Radio Anu TV, of course, telling you the truth through the vision. Honorable Priest Isaac here with you, just keeping a joy, a wonderful evening. The Tiger's Nest is a radio program that comes to you every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evening at the hour of 7 p.m., mighty family, right here on Radio Anu, and at times we stream through Radio Anu TV, as we are doing at this moment here. Royal family, just keeping you in tune. Remember the 5th of November. Keep it locked. It's going to be a beautiful and wonderful day. We are talking about Sunday, the 5th of November, Patreon's Day. And on this day, we will be launching a few things will be launched. For sure, we will be launching the Preserve the Generations to Come project. This is going to be a very deep reasoning, a very deep expression. This is something that you're going to want to be a part of. And on that day, we will be also launching Save Greencastle Hill. That's the Save Greencastle Hill project. Rescue Mount Anu. And family, for you to get the fullness of what we are talking about, you have to be with us again on Sunday, the 5th day of November, right here on Radio Anu. You know how to get the Radio Anu. That is the website of the Institute. It's priestisaacinstitute.com. Yes, for those who are watching us on the premiere on Radio Anu TV, that is in the link in the description below the video. Just go below the video and press the link, and it carries you straight to the website. In fact, for those of you who are, again, on Radio Anu TV, that's on the YouTube, you will have to press the link in the description below in a few minutes, as of course, you know, the full episode of the Tiger's Nest will be aired on Radio Anu, the radio station, the international flavor, the universal spice. But family, we are launching a full campaign. Join the frequency to stop the destruction of Greencastle Hill. Listen, I'm not going to try to force everything in your head right now. We have programs designed for this. So even leading up to the day itself, the 5th of November, when we officially launch the Save the Greencastle Hill project, we will still be doing programs prior to that, preparing you for the launch of Save Greencastle Hill, the project I'm talking about, Rescue Mount Anu. Many of you have been listening to us for years. It's almost a disgrace now. Many of you have been listening to us for years, speaking of the value of this monument amongst us, Mount Anu. In fact, some of you have left the comfort of your home to come and dwell in the comfort of our presence here. More comfort. But many of you have come and have gone up to Greencastle Hill with us. Well, at least some of you would have come and have gone up to Greencastle Hill. You would have seen for yourselves the glory of the megaliths, the alignments. In fact, even if you haven't come, I must say, you cannot compare reading the books and looking at the documentaries and the videos with, you know, there's no comparison with coming here. But yet still, you can get a vibes by reading the books. Anu, ancient and modern, I'm speaking of. You can get a vibes by watching the videos that we would have produced, and of course the lectures and webinars and on documentaries and all of that good stuff, because we have been edifying the populace as it relates to the value of this hill for almost 2 decades now. And at the same time, we have been equally advocating for the cease and desist of the destruction of the same hill for the same amount of time. And yet still, the destruction continues. So this is a serious project. It's a project that is going to take a whole year to fulfill. It's not just a come and a talk thing. We're going to put certain strategies in order to bring out a specific results. or specific results, I should say, as it relates to the stopping of the destruction of this precious monument. I mean, on a spiritual level alone, anyone that has any spiritual understanding, I mean, even if you don't have a spiritual understanding and you just have a value for historical sites, ecological preservation, I mean, any one of these things we can utilize for an individual to stand on to see that destroying this hill is a wicked thing to do. But anyway, as I said, Sunday the 5th of November. I hope you're with us, eh? Sunday the 5th of November on Radio Anu. As you know, Patrons Day is really an exclusively Radio Anu festivity, really, because it's a festivity. It's a whole day of having a good time, enough vibes. But we now, since we have launched Radio Anu TV, we will be premiering a lot of the activity of that day on Radio Anu TV. So those who will be on Radio Anu TV, you're not going to miss a lot of what we are bringing forward. In fact, I mean, for those who are on Radio Anu itself, you're going to get every single thing. And we will be in and out of Radio Anu TV. So we're doing our best to make sure that we engulf the full family. Now, what we are going to be talking about this evening on the Tiger's Nest, and let me say, by the way, remember, the Tiger's Nest is a radio program that comes to you every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, right here on Radio Anu at 7 p.m. And this is an educational program. You know, this is not just entertainment. This is not just we're here to talk and have a good time and just kill some time and all of that kind of stuff. I'd like to see who could kill time. People say they're killing time. Oh, I'm just here killing some time. Kill some time. I'm telling you. But anyway, we're here to edify and uplift and bring new information and inspiration to the people. So this is a program, it's not a program that you would want to miss. So this is why we encourage you to be a subscriber to the Tiger's Nest. Those of you who are not subscribers to the Tiger's Nest, become a part of the subscription team. And you may say, so what does that do for me? That makes sure, and that ensures you well, you're a part of the subscription team. That means you'll never miss another episode of the Tiger's Nest again. So you get me? So if you want to ensure that you never miss another episode of the Tiger's Nest again, just email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com, and you'll never miss another episode of the Tiger's Nest again. Beautiful. Now, what we will be going into this evening, we're going to be speaking of our economy, really, you know, and that is something we will be focusing on maybe for this strong and going into the next strong, the economy of us as a people. And when you have discussions on the economy, that's why when we started that whole program as it related to Mind Your Business several years ago, can you remember the first presentation we did? It was on the Congo. That's where we began the discussion on how our state of the state of our economy, not how much money you have in your pocket, you know, or how much money you think you have in the bank and all of that stuff, but the state of our economy as a people. You don't have to necessarily begin in the Congo, but you have to begin from an angle of education, edifying the people of what money is really all about, not just the paper with the people, the dead president and the dead queen's head on it, you know, but just the understanding of trade and not just barter and trade, but exploitation too. This is why we began in the Congo. When you have a nation that is providing the planet with a mineral that the planet cannot function without, yet still this country is one of the poorest countries on the planet. Now, what does that make sense? You see, so when you're talking about the economy and the international economy and state of affairs of our people, you have to look at this historical reality here, this geopolitical reality. And then we can delve into how to make money and how to market and how to promote. All of that is good. But for us we as a people, we got to look into this, because you know that an individual, then let's just say an individual that has white privilege, and because of the white privilege, they may have been born into this white wealth, or at least into a system that, again, white privilege. But historically now, just to say that, you'd have to understand historically, where did this white privilege come from? That this didn't begin with God in the Garden of Eden. This is something that, this white privilege is something that not was earned, but that was robbed. So when you understand the situation in the Congo, that's white privilege. Because the privileged whites came into the Congo, arrested the people there. We understand the history from Leopold of Belgium and all of these ones who came in and started to hack off the people's hands if they didn't get enough rubber for him. The rubber has become now cocoa and coltan and cassiterite and diamonds and gold, not just Colbalt alone. You understand? So this is why you have millions of these people working in these dangerous conditions. The vast majority of them are children. That's just the reality. And they're dying every day. Plus the environmental hazards that are now being seen. I mean, people are getting sick and all sorts of things because of the waste material from the mining of the Colbalt. And that's just one level, you know. But the level wherein the people are just naturally exploited. And this mineral is being sold for little or nothing, peppercorn price, we call it around here, for little or nothing. And the people are, again, being exploited, but yet still someone is becoming a billionaire off of the exploitation of all these people. So the fact that this mineral can create such wealth in the earth, that means the provider of the mineral should have a certain level of a substantial level of wealth as well, as a country, not as people, as a nation, not just those that go and dig up the stuff. In fact, those that go and dig up the stuff, they should have a good living as well, even just as laborers. But that's not the case. Serious exploitation is taking place even within the Congo. So we're going to be touching upon that in a few moments right here on the Tiger's Nest. I'm just inviting, again, those of you who are not on Radio Anu itself, remember that the link is in the description below the video, and that will definitely lead you to the Tiger's Nest, and definitely you know what you have to do from there on. Now we were listening to something coming in there, business skills that makes millions. Let's listen to this.
Have you ever wondered why so many businesses don't really make a lot of money? It's amazing how few businesses do $100,000 a year in revenue. It's amazing how few businesses do $1 million a year, even fewer 10 million, fewer than that, 15, 20, $100 million. And one of the reasons people think that that's the case is because they think the bigger the number it gets, the harder it is to make that amount of money or to generate that amount of revenue in a business. But the reality is, the bigger the number gets, the easier it gets to generate that revenue. So today, I'm going to talk to you about business skills that can make millions. A few weeks ago, I did a video on skills that make you millions. Well, they were personal skills. Now we're going to talk about business skills. And so as we're talking about the business skills, I'm going to write some on the board. I would recommend highly that you take as many notes as you can, but more importantly than taking notes on what I'm about to show you, if you take action on it, it will change your life for sure. So here we go. The first skill is product innovation. So this is a business skill, product innovation. Now, I want you to notice I said product innovation. I didn't just say innovation. Why is that? Well, because there are only two types of businesses in the world. There's a business that sells a service, there's a business that sells a product. If you start a business that sells a service, you have already limited the amount of wealth you can generate, because when you sell a service, it requires time to fulfill it. Time is something we have in limited supply, so if you desire to create wealth in business, you must figure out a way to disconnect your revenue generation from time. So, That's why I said product generation, product innovation. Why? Because if I paint houses and I can paint 3 houses a week and I get paid $9,000 every time I paint a house, the most I can generate is $27,000 a week. $27,000 a week sounds like a lot of money if I'm generating $2,700 a week. But if you're already generating $27,000 a week, and you've got payroll, and you've got business expenses, and you have no time, now $27,000 a week doesn't feel like that much money. How many of y'all tracking? So what I'd rather do is I would rather sell a product, because if I sell a product, i.e. a book, if I sell a book, right? That's not what a book looks like. It's almost what a book looks like, right? So if I sell a book for $30, it takes no longer to sell 100 books than it does to sell one. In fact, my biggest book sale ever, I sold a company in 2008, 100,000 from the Trash Man to the Cash Man books. And that sale only took 15 minutes, and it generated $400,000 in revenue in 15 minutes. How many of y'all think that's pretty cool, right? That's pretty cool, right? So if I sell a product, products help me disconnect my revenue generation from time. And if I disconnect my revenue generation from time, I can make more money. So product innovation. Now, when I innovate a product, I have to create a product the marketplace values, not a product that I value. And it has to be a product that the marketplace has an appetite for, even if the marketplace doesn't know it has that appetite. That's why it's not, sometimes it's a good idea to do a what do they call it? A study where feasibility study, that market survey. The name of it's not coming to me, but we'll call it a feasibility study and a market survey, since you came up with that, and I like both of those. Okay, so we don't do those. We don't ask our clients what products to create. We just observe the marketplace, observe their pain points, observe the pleasure they're seeking but they're not finding, and then we create products to fill those holes. So when you're doing product innovation, the products that you innovate should have at least these 3 qualities. Number 1, it should be something that's desirable. Now, desirable, a lot of beginning entrepreneurs struggle because they think desirable means creating a product they desire to create. Wrong answer, but we do have some nice consolation prizes for you in the back. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about creating something the marketplace desires, not something you desire them to desire. I just want to write a book because I want to tell my story. Nobody cares about your story. Nobody wants to read it. Nobody. I'm just going to tell you right now, nobody wants to read your story. You're the only person who's going to buy your book when you write a story about a book about your story is your mom.
Man. Hey, family, give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life. You get more of that when you listen to Radio Anu. Business skill that makes millions. Definitely beautiful. All right. Hey, listen, family, for those of you who are on Radio Anu TV, that's on the YouTube, we're definitely going to be sealing up on Radio Anu TV right about now, and we'll be continuing with the Tiger's Nest. Remember, the discussion this evening is going to be heavy. We're going to be running some information for you right now. Some of you have never heard this. It's going to be going into what is really taking place in the Congo as it relates to the Colbalt. Now, this is more than just exploitation. It has reached to the point where it is obviously causing like a health hazard, really, amongst the same people that work and live around where the mining is, or the minings are taking place. So this is going to be some deep stuff. We have some nice documentaries for you to hear. Again, those of you on Radio Anu TV, you know what to do. The link is in the description below the video. Just go below the video and press the link, and you are right here with us on Radio Anu. Of course, those of you specifically who want to subscribe, when you check us on the website, it's an easy thing to do. Just press the button, and then everything will be taking place for your benefit. So again, join us on Radio Anu right about now as we continue with this evening's Tiger's Nest. Give thanks, international flavor, universal spice.